Dear students, about ad hoc and network security. Today we are going to discuss about the security issues in ad hoc network security. Today we are going to discuss about the security issues in ad hoc networking security. Okay, security issues in ad hoc, that is mobile ad hoc security networking system. Okay, so as we know, what is the purpose of the security? Is it not? The security is when we are giving the security to our system, for any other intruder should not touch our system, should not steal any information from our system. Okay, so here the outline of our topic is about introduction, security goals, security attacks, and external versus internal attacks, passive versus active attacks, and a passive attack, active attack, security schemes in the mobile ad hoc networks, and research issues, and that is conclusion. Okay, so this is about today we are going to discuss now. The introduction about the security is, as we know, it is we are to give the secure to our system, to any intruder should not steal any information from our system. Okay, so security is an essential requirement in mobile ad hoc networks, that is MANETs, as we know that, and compared to wired networks, MANETs are more vulnerable to security attacks due to the lack of a trusted centralized authority and limited resources. So it means that, compared to wired and wireless, there are more chances of security issues is concerned in wireless. There are the more chances of stealing the information from our system through wireless. Attacks on ad hoc networks can be classified as passive and active attacks depending on whether the normal operation of the network is disrupted or not. See, what is meant by active attacks and passive attacks? See, the systems which are already connected with our systems is known as the active attacks. Okay, getting my point? The systems which are connected with our system and stealing information is about active attacks. So the systems which are not connected with our system and they try to steal the information is passive attacks. Okay. A MANET is referred to as an infrastructure-less network because the mobile nodes in the network dynamically set up paths among themselves to transmit packets temporarily. Okay, so in a MANET, nodes within each other's wireless transmission ranges can communicate directly. In MANET, the system's nodes are connected automatically, directly they are communicating. However, nodes outside each other's range have to rely on some other nodes to relay messages. Just now I told you about active connection, communication, and passive communication. What is active is already it is connected, passive is not connected. Here it is mentioned that nodes within each other's wireless transmission ranges can communicate directly. However, nodes outside each other's range have to rely on some other nodes to relay messages. Any routing protocol must encapsulate an essential set of security mechanisms. Okay, so these mechanisms are used to prevent, detect, and respond to security attacks. So the security issues are related about it is trying to prevent whatever the intruder want to do something, and it will detect the intruder and it will respond when the intruder want to steal the information. Security issues will take the attack. Okay, so there are 5 major security goals that need to be addressed in order to maintain a reliable and secure ad hoc networking environment. What are the 5 goals? That is confidentiality, availability, authentication, integrity, and non-repetition. See, confidentiality, that security, that system should be a confidentiality. So it is availability, authentication, integrity, and non-repudiation, that we will see here. See, security attacks. What are the different security attacks? That is security attacks, external or internal. External versus internal. Here, see, passive attacks and active attacks. In passive attacks, that ever-dropping attacks, traffic analysis, and monitoring. So, in blindly we can say that it is it is ever dropping attacks. That is, we don't know when, who, from where the attacks will come. Okay, so ever dropping attacks and traffic analysis and monitoring. Active attacks is divided into MAC layer attacks and network layer attacks, transport layer attacks, application layer attacks, and other attacks. As we know that MAC layer, network layer, transport, OSI model. Okay, so these are known as the internal attacks. Internal attacks, that is MAC layer attacks, network layer attack, transport layer attack, application layer attack, and other attacks. So what is MAC layer attacks? It is about jamming. When the packets are busy with the system for sending and receiving information, so what happens? The jamming may be happen. What is maybe jamming? It is a congestion. So it is a route busy. So that what happens? The packets will be stuck in somewhere. That is jamming. Network layer attacks is about related to network. What about it is word hole, black hole, Bayesian information disclosure, resource consumption, routing, IP spoofing, symbol fabrication, modification, and state pollution. These are all about network layer attacks. What it means about it is through the network is not appropriate. When the network is not appropriate, any attack may be happen. That it is information disclosure, that is the resource consumption, and routing algorithm, that is IP spoofing. See, these are all about the information. Suppose for example the packet is not having a sufficient information, so it will be stuck somewhere. Is it not? Fabrication. So the packet is not having the sufficient information, it will be stuck. Modification. The packet is not having some network issue, will be stuck in somewhere. That is modification is needed. Like that. Black hole. See, when it is the packet is moving from place to place and sometimes it happens, so that is known as the black hole. Transport layer attacks. As the packets are transmitting from source to destination and system to system, that is session hijacking, system flooding. Okay, so session hijacking, that session may be hijacked. Session from the systems are connected to and the session may be hijacking in transport layer or system flooding. Flooding is also known as it is overflooding, we can say. Application layer attacks, that is repudiation and data corruption. Application layer is about what is the type of application and what are the chances of the attacks are there, is known as the repudiation and data corruption. Maybe the data is not right in the form of the framing, and data may be corruption data. Then with the data corruption also the attacks may be happen. Other attacks is known as the denial of service. See, when the system is responding and it is sending the information from source to destination, suppose for example destination, the system is in a position of denial of service, the packets will not receive that specified system, is it not? So that is also other attacks, other type of attacks. And impersonation of or spoofing. Spoofing is nothing but it is the system which is not acting according to the requirement. That is device tampering. Suppose the systems devices are also maybe some problem, one or other problem may be have. That is device tampering. And flooding is also there. Gray hole. Okay, this is a gray hole is when the packets are confusing to send or not, or what to do or not, is a gray hole. And colluding misreply. Collusion is based on the misreply, and neighboring and packet dropping and jellyfish. These are all the different other types of attacks are known as the internal attacks. External versus internal attacks. External attacks in which the attacker aims to cause congestion, propagate fake routing information, or disturb nodes from providing services. This is about. And internal attacks in which the adversary wants to gain the normal access to the network and participate the network activities either by some malicious impersonation to get the access to the network as a new or by directly compressing a current node and using it as a basis to conduct its malicious behavior. A small malicious attack may be also taken place in the internal attacks as the directly are compressing a current node and or the other nodes. The security attacks in MANET can be roughly classified into two major categories, that is namely passive attack and active attack. Mainly the MANET can be attacked with the passive attack or the active attack. Okay, a passive attack does not disturb the normal operation of the network. The attacker snoops the data exchanged in the network without altering it. Snooping, as we know that the attacker snoops the data exchanged in the network without altering the information. Here the requirements of confidentiality gets violated. What happens if without knowing anything that the information is attacking, so the confidentiality may loss, is it not? So here the requirement of confidentiality gets violated, and detection of passive attack is very difficult since the operation of the network itself doesn't get affected, as without knowing anything from the receiver's end that our sender's end. So the detection of passive attack is very much difficult. We cannot identify, we cannot observe how the passive attack is taking place. Okay, and one of the solutions to the problem is to use powerful encryption mechanism to encrypt the data being transmitted. As we know what is encryption and decryption, so we have to give the powerful encryption mechanism to our system to protect from the passive attacks, to protect our system from the passive attacks transmitted, thereby making it impossible for the attacker to get useful information from the data overhead. So by using the powerful encryption method, it is difficult for the intruder to pass the passive attack to attack our system, to attack our system. Okay, overdropping. What is meaning overdropping? It is the chances of lose something, chances of lose somewhere. It is not, the security is not according to the path. Overdropping is another kind of attack that usually happens in the mobile ad hoc networks. So it aims to obtain some confidential information that should be kept secret during the communication. So the information may include the location, public key, private key, or even passwords of the nodes. Okay, so overdropping is about the information some confidential information we may lose, or maybe the location, public key or private key, or even sometimes the password of the nodes. Because such data are very important to the security state of the nodes, they should be kept away from the unauthorized access. Yes, so without knowing the password and username password, it is very difficult to open the system, open the applications, is it not? So because of the such very important to the security state of the nodes, they should be kept away from the unauthorized access. Traffic analysis and monitoring. How the security can be taken place by using the traffic analysis, and how it is going to be monitoring. So traffic analysis attacker advisories monitor packet transmission to infer important information such as the source, destination, and source destination pair. When a packet is transmitting from source to destination, this traffic analysis will be taken place, and it will concern to know which packet is coming from which source and which destination, and what is the content, what is the is there any disturbing files are there, or stolen files are there, or any something is wrong in the packet, or like that. Everything will be taken place by traffic analysis and monitoring. So that infer important information such as a source, destination, and source destination pair. That information is whether it is is related or out of related, like that everything will be taken place. Okay, so active attacks is attempts to alter or destroy the data being exchanged in the network. That is their active attacks. What happens? It may be alter the data, or it may be destroy the data being exchanged in the network, thereby disturbing the normal functioning of the network. Active attacks can be internal or external. These active attacks may be internal or external. What is the purpose of the attackers? Is attempts about it is some or other way the system they have to corrupt. Is it not? Some or other way the system has to corrupt. Maybe the network issue, maybe the internal issue, maybe some other issue. So what happens? Finally, they want a goal, that is the system should not work. Okay. So to destroy the data being exchanged in the network, thereby disturbing the normal functioning of the network. That is, to disturb the normal functioning of the networking. Active attacks can be internal or external. Attacks are carried out by nodes that do not belong to the network. Okay. So internal attacks are from compromised nodes that are part of the network. Since the attacker is already part of the network, internal attacks are more severe and hard to detect than external attack. As the earlier is discussed about, the internal attackers are very hard to digest, are very hard to identify, are very hard to elevate. Okay, so the part of the network internal attacks are more severe and hard to detect than external attacks. Active attacks, whether carried out by an external adversary or an internal compromised nodes, involves actions such as impersonation, modification, fabrication, and replication. These are all the way that active attacks are external adversary or an internal compromised nodes involves. It involves for impersonation, modification, fabrication, and replication of the data. Okay, so MAC layer attacks. This internal attack, one more attack is MAC layer attacks. That is jamming attack. What is jamming? Jamming is a particular class of DOS attacks. That is DDoS security attacks. The objective of a jammer is to interfere with legitimate wireless communications. A jammer can achieve this goal by either preventing a real traffic source from sending out a packet or by preventing the reception of legitimate packets. This is about the jamming attack. Is it interfere with legitimate wireless communications. Okay, so a jammer can achieve this goal by using the either preventing or real traffic source from sending out a packet. Okay, or even preventing the reception of the legitimate packets. Okay, wormhole attack. The next one is internal attack, that is wormhole attack. Is the wormhole attacker records packets as one location in the network and tunnels them to another location. Routing can be disturbed where routing control messages are tunneled. This tunnel between two colliding attackers is the tunnel between two collision attackers is referred as a wormhole. Wormhole is a place where it is the packets are sending from through the tunnels. Through the tunnels, the wormhole attack may be happen. Here you can see the wormhole. The tunnels are there as A, B. So here the packets are transmitting through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is that through the tunnels there is the chances of attacking of wormhole attacking. See here how the attackers wormhole attacking is taking place as in A and B. How that the packets are sending from A to 1 to 4. Okay, where the tunnels are implied, there is a chances of wormhole attack. Attacker records packets as one location in the network and tunnels them to another location. And routing can be disturbed when routing control messages are tunneling. The routing messages are tunneling. This tunnel between two colliding attackers is referred as a wormhole. So wormhole is using as a tunneling based attacking. Okay, black hole attack. As we know, what is a black hole? Actually, black hole is there is a chances of the packets are storing a number of packets are storing where with a confusion state. The black hole attack has two properties. That is, first, the node exploits the mobile ad hoc routing protocol, such as to advertise itself as having a valid route to a destination node. So even though the route is spurious with the intention of intercepting packets, and second, the attacker consumes the intercepting packets without any forwarding. So where the packets are not forwarding or towards to reach the destination, so there is a confusion of the packets, or that is the area of the black hole attack. See, we can say here from 1 to 4, the packets are transmitting from 1 to 4. Here you can see 1 to S to 2. So this is the chances of the black hole attack, where to 2 to 3, where it is from 2 to 3, because there is a chances of confusion of the packets, or not to which the packets has to source to destination, how to transmit the packets. Okay. Byzantine. A compromised intermediate node works alone, or a set of compromised intermediate nodes works in collision and carry out attacks such as creating routing loops or forwarding packets through non-optimal paths, or selectively dropping packets, which results in disruption or degradation of the routing services. So Byzantine is the set where the intermediate nodes works in collision. The intermediate, what are the intermediate nodes? That are the from source to destination, in between the nodes are there, that are nodes are intermediate nodes works in a collision state and carry out attacks such as creating routing loops. There are the routing loops where the which route that they have to send to through go the packets. So this is the creator of routing loops, forwarding packet through non-optimal paths. That is the path is not identified, path is not finalized. This is the chances of Byzantine attacking. Okay, so here routing attacks, that is routing table overflow, routing table poisoning, packet replication, route cache poisoning, and rushing attack. Resource consumption attack is also known as the sleep deprivation attack. That is, it is not using the resource properly. That is known as resource consumption attack. So this is known as the sleep deprivation attack, and an attacker or a compromised node can attempt to consume battery life by requesting excessive route discovery, or by forwarding unnecessary packets to the victim node. The unnecessary packets also can send to the victim node, so that our system may be corrupt to the corrupt system. Okay. So here IP snooping attack. What is IP snooping? In conflict detection allocation, the new node chooses a random address, say Y, and broadcasts a conflict detection packet throughout the manet. So what happens? Any veto from a node will prevent it from using this address. See, when a new packet is attempting to come into the system, if the malicious node always impersonates a member that has occupied the same IP address and keeps replying with vetoes, it is called an IP snooping attack. So slowly, for example, say Y is coming towards to the system by saying something, and it is entering to our system to destroy, to corrupt our system. That is, if the malicious node always impersonates a member that has occupied the same IP address and keeps replying with vetoes, it is called a IP snooping attack. State pollution attack. State pollution attack is a malicious node gives incorrect parameters in reply. The parameters are incorrect. Malicious node gives the incorrect parameters in reply. It is called the state pollution attack. So the state pollution attack is the incorrect parameters will be given. For example, in best effort allocation, a malicious allocator can always give the new node an occupied address, which leads to repeated broadcast of duplication address detection messages throughout the manet and the rejection of new node. Okay, so this is about the state pollution attack. Sybil attack. Sybil attack is a malicious node impersonates some non-existent nodes. Okay, malicious node impersonates some non-existent nodes, that is, it will appear as several malicious nodes conspiring together, and which is called as Sybil attack. And this attack aims at network services when cooperation is necessary and affects all the auto configuration schemes and secure allocation schemes based on trust model as well. So, however, there is no effective way to defeat a Sybil attack. So, we cannot prevent or we cannot or get an idea about the Sybil attack, and through the Sybil attack, it is the secure allocation schemes, that is configuration schemes, maybe disturbed. Fabrication, as I told you about the fabrication, is about what it is the information maybe about the packet, the sufficient insufficient information, or like that. Instead of modifying or interrupting the existing routing packets in the networks, malicious nodes also could fabricate their own packets to cause chaos in the network operations. So they could launch the message fabrication attacks by injecting huge packets into the network, such as in the sleep deprivation attacks. However, message fabrication attacks are not only launched by the malicious nodes, and such attacks also might come from the internal misbehaving nodes, such as in the routing salvaging attacks. Okay. Here are the modification. So, in a message modification attack, advertiser is making some changes to the routing messages and thus endanger the integrity of the packets in the networks. Since nodes in the ad hoc networks are free to move and self-organize, relationships among nodes at sometimes might include the malicious nodes. These malicious nodes might exploit the sporadic relationships in the network to participate in the packet forwarding process and later launch the message modification. This is nothing but a packet is attracting to a different situation where after attracting the packet maybe it disturbed the system. This is about the malicious nodes might exploit the sporadic relationships in the network to participate in the packet forwarding process and later launch the message modification attacks. Okay. So here it is session hijacking. It is about session hijacking takes advantage of the fact that most communications are protected by providing credentials at session setup but not thereafter. So providing credentials. What is credentials? It is giving the username, password, the system information, the end user information. Okay, so when a end user is going to use the system, so he is known as the session. So when he want to give the credentials to the system, there is a chance of session hijack, session setup but not thereafter. In the TCP session hijacking attack, the attacker spoofs the victim's IP address, determines the correct sequence number that is expected by the target, and then performs a dose of security attack on the victim. Okay, so thus the attacker impersonates the victim node and continues the session with the target. Is always to disturb the session and if is targeting to disturb. Okay. So system flooding, that is system flooding attack is a denial of service. And the attacker creates a large number of half-open TCP connections with a victim node but never completes the handshake to fully open the connection. What is a handshake here? It is nothing but the both systems have to be identified, that is it is the need of the information which is required for both systems. That is, if the handshake is not done, means the systems are not involving to send and receive the information. So what happens if there is not handshaking? There is a system flooding, is the chances of the system flooding. Okay, so it is not clear that handshaking, that is, but never completes the handshake to fully open the connection. The systems which are not connected, maybe with the is not a handshake, Repudiation. Okay, repudiation. In the network layer, firewalls can be installed. It is about the firewalls is installing, as we know that. So to keep packets in or keep packets out, In the transport layer, entire connections can be encrypted end to end. As we know what is the firewalls, so the when the packets are coming and or we want to send the packets to the systems. Okay, so the firewalls will be taking place. Okay. Repudiation refers to denial of participation in all or part of the communications. For example, okay. So, repudiation refers to denial of participation in all or part of the communications. For example, a selfish person could deny conducting an operation, credit card purchase, or deny any of the link, which is the prototypical. This is about the security issues in ad hoc networking security, and you go through these slides. So, if you want to know more about, you can mail me so that we can discuss. Thank you.